Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining IBM Bob Hands-on Workshop. Before we start, I'd like to go over some housekeeping items. At the bottom of your screen, you should see a Q&A box where you can submit questions for our presenter today. Later today, you will receive a link to the on-demand recording and a link to all of the resources. So with that, I will pass it over to Chetan.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to IBM Bob session. We'll go over what is IBM Bob, see more about the tool, the features it offers, and we will also see some exercises to check out the Java modernization use case for Bob. My name is Chetan Hiriholi. I'm part of the product management team here at IBM Bob. Today, we will explore, as I said, some of the Bob features, and I'll take you around through the tool. I'm sharing a screen, so this is a workshop style session. So you would have, upon signing up, would have received an email from the team regarding to signing up for an early private preview for Bob. So those who have done, they could have received an API key and a download link to download the software. If some people might have missed, that's okay. You can still go to ibm.com products Bob to sign up for the trial. So we have stopped the private previews now, and we are registering people for the Bob trial. So for this session, I will be using this note, this box note. People who would like to join me in this workshop style exercises can get access to this box note. It's publicly available, so you can access this through ibm.biz/Bob Java. So in this box note, you will see some of the GitHub repositories that I will be using for this session. The first one is a fairly simple Angular real world, a full stack example showcasing a replica of medium.com. So it's a simple Angular based software. The second one is for the Java modernization is you can actually go to Bob Java demo, ibm.biz Bob Java demo, which will actually redirect you to a particular GitHub repository. So yeah, so this session, it's in two phases, two parts. Part one will just look out the Bob IDE. Part two will go deeper in a Java modernization use case. So yeah, here's the agenda. Yeah, part one is overview. Part two is Java modernization. And the final bits, we'll check out the resources and some Q&A. Okay, so I'll just pause for 2 to 5 seconds. People who have Bob IDE and they have set everything up, it's right time to open the Bob. Okay, so Bob is an AI software development lifecycle partner that augments your existing workflows and helps you work confidently with real code bases. So upon installing Bob, so this is very familiar if you have used VS Code in your experience. So this is built on top of VS Code. So if you can actually go to IBM Bob and about IBM Bob, you can see it's based out of VS Code version 1.105, and Bob itself has a separate version. So the UI elements will be similar. So you have your user settings over here, and you can still install a couple of third-party extensions. Bob IDE does support that. So I have currently some of the DevOps tools installed, and like Ansible, HashiCorp. I also have some language interpreters like Python, Python debugger, etc. So yes, you can install a couple of the extensions that you currently work with. So it works well. So again, familiar environment over here. I have the terminal panel, which depends on the OS. If you have WSL, you can have the WSL, or in regular Linux-based systems, you have terminal over here. On the right, I have pop panel. So even if you don't have this open, if you have this when getting started, you can just click on this icon, which actually opens up the Bob chat. So over here, we have some settings for Bob Chat. It mainly tells you about how much budget do you have, what's your usage, and internally we keep track of your uh, tokens in the form of Bob coins. So every action you do, whether you ask questions or whether you perform any uh, coding related or non-coding related activities, it's consumed and metered based on Bob coins. So you can see like my monthly budget is 200 Bob coins, thanks to IBM, and my usage so far is 4.25. So I have 90% of my Bob coins remaining. Other some standard settings includes language, keyboard shortcuts, which you can still edit. Certain chat settings, editor, pop findings, MCP servers. Yes, you can integrate MCPs and uh, have some MCP servers configured. And there's something called as Bob modes. Those Bob modes are agentic modes that you can use it on specific scenarios. So you have something called as so inbuilt we have around 5 modes that come with the tool. They are plan mode, which helps you architect your solutions. There's code mode, write and modify any code. There's advanced mode, it's full featured development environment. Like it helps you in planning, it helps you in coding, so it's at an advanced level. Ask mode is for asking and getting explanation. Orchestrator is coordination of multiple tasks across different modes. So you can also go ahead and create your own mode. If you actually notice, uh, click on a particular mode, you can notice that there's a role definition when to use and custom instructions. So you can add such custom instructions. For example, if someone's a DevOps engineer on an SRE, they can have a custom instruction for the mode to think like an SRE or DevOps and in a more IT automation way, so that it considers all those SRE principles while responding to your query. So it's really flexible. Uh, Even if you are on particular mode and there arise a situation that, okay, then here's the plan, and then you need to start coding, Bob will actually tell you that can I switch to code to perform this action? So it's quite flexible. You can switch around modes even in between tasks. Okay, so that's just the general overview of Bob IDE. Let's get started. So yeah, as I informed earlier, so let's check out this particular repository. So this one's a very simple full stack application, and we'll see how we will deal with certain exercises on this. So people having access to who want to do this hands-on, they can click on this particular URL, go to that repository, and let's get started. So let's assume a scenario over here that you're new to a team and you want to get onboarded to this application, and you have certain questions around this application. So the traditional way would be going through the code base and just trying to understand the complete architecture and how the different wiring, etc., etc. So with Bob, let's try it using certain prompts. So for easy onboarding, let's ask Bob what is the application's purpose. So I have written all these prompts so it's easier for you to copy and paste it. So let's start with the most basic question. What is this application's purpose? So I'm in ask mode. So you can notice that how Bob will read these necessary files like readme and package.json. So it does take into consideration the context of the working folder. So task completed. So it tells me that this is a social blogging platform called Conduit. The purpose is simple CRUD operations for forms, educational resources. It's part of the real world project specification. Key features of this project, which includes JWT authentication, article management, etc., etc. It also tells me the tech stack, that it's based on Angular, the version of the Angular, and yeah, the testing frameworks and markdowns for rendering. And live demo is available over here. So it's a good start already. It gives you a holistic view of this entire application in just one go. Now, the next question is, how do I start this application? Again, you can copy this prompt. You can either start a new session or a new task, or basically continue in the same one. Okay, so it tells me that to start this application, there are some prerequisites that I need to do and certain steps, like, okay, installing dependencies. If I don't have Bun, it tells me to do npm install. That's good. How to start a development server, all good. So if you also notice, like in this particular prompt, it tells me what's my context length, task ID, tokens sent, what are the cache retained, API cost, etc. So for each and every task you perform, it's being very transparent in telling you the cost of this particular task. This is good. So people who are cloning this repository for the first time might take some time to do npm install because it just downloads it. I ran this a couple of times, so it might do npm install quickly, like, so it might not take time now, but people doing it along with me could be a bit longer. So cool. So let's start the, okay. Okay, so in the, it also tells me that it would be hosted over here, and yeah, so I am able to launch the application now. So you can just notice how easy it is for someone who is new to the team to get onboarded to this particular application and just get started on day one. Okay, so now let's check out literate coding. So literate coding is something really fun. It's a really fun feature in Bob, where you you explain what you need to do, or what you need to be get implemented in plain language, and Bob will interpret it and it will add that piece of code over there. So let's, for this particular thing, let's go to this particular file. Uh, it's an app features profile pages. So let's add a new feature, or just in a way for in the way, in the literate coding way. So go to source, app features. Hmm. Okay, so just for the demo purposes, so I'm just selecting this profile component where I do see edit profile settings, my posts, and favorite posts, etc. So for the demo, let's add a new section, and let's call it as last seen post. So you would want to see, you would want to have a section of the most recent or the last seen posts or last post that you have visited. So let me just add this text over here, right? So I wanted it to be added over here. I'll click on this. Literate coding mode is enabled. So you can disable or enable over here. So add a new tab called last seen, right? In plain English language, it can be anything, generate. Okay, so it added this particular uh, new piece of code, and it also gives you a diff of, you know, what new code, the lines of code that is added. It's really helpful. So looks okay to me. I accept it, and let me go back. Okay, so I do see this last scene tab added. So that's literate coding. Those of you are who are running these exercises along with me, you can actually insert anything, like you can go by any different file and use this literate coding anywhere, and Bob will appropriately insert that piece of code logically appropriate to the flow. So that's literate coding. Now let's check out build with agentic modes. So earlier I showed you the different agentic mode that comes out of the box, and how you can also build different or customized modes. So now let's build a new feature. So let's say you've been assigned a task to get onboarded and build a new feature. So I have a prompt ready for this. Like, the requirement is to have a filter option on the UI so that I can filter the articles based on when they are published. And I would like to have a date widget implemented. So it seems like a straightforward requirement. You can copy this prompt, paste it in Bob, and let's see how it handles that. Close this. Let me initiate a task, and you can either be in ask mode, or I would suggest go to plan so that you can approach this as an architect to how you can actually plan to implement this particular feature. So message. So you can see it actually is wants more data from you to how to come to a conclusion. So it has presented some options to me. Okay, so let's select this one. Now it's creating a to-do list based on the approach you have selected, and it's generating a mermaid diagram for clear info. Okay, it's going ahead and it's also creating a detailed implementation plan. So, okay, now at this point, it is actually given me some information. Let's go back and see. So we have the to-do list created. So we have the implementation plan with overview, architecture, and data flow. I can view this in a different way. This is good. It also has some technical implementation details, to which particular component the changes needs to be done. Yep. It has also taken care of styling, certain key features, and example use case flows. This is good. So looks okay. So proceed with implementation is code mode. So here's where it switches to code mode, as I mentioned earlier, and it starts implementing the widget. So it's creating a checkpoint for every new file. You can be over here, and it gives you a good way of also going back to this particular checkpoint if you need to change anything. once it uh, yeah completes coding, it updates the to-do list accordingly. And yeah, so in my settings, I'm letting Bob to actually run these subtasks automatically. So it's pre-approved on users discussion. So or auto approved, sorry. So over here there are various settings like read, write, browse, retry, MCP, mode, subtask, execute. So you can turn on, turn off certain things. Which, for example, if you're not comfortable auto approving the to-do list or certain execute features, you can still uh, unselect them, and it asks for your permission to go ahead. So once it actually completes running everything and testing, it creates an MD file to actually explain you about the date filter implementation. So that's good. So this is particular file. It just tells me date filter implementation guide, features implemented, user experience and core functionality, how it works, basic usage, technical details, testing, unit test, and feature enhancements. So it went ahead and actually told you certain feature enhancement and troubleshooting as well, and a conclusion. So a good document, even to share it with the team, and it can be any complex feature that you have built and would like to share that knowledge to the team. So this really helps to get the entire team aligned to the new features getting developed. Awesome. So let's see if it has been reflected over here. So I'll go to homepage, and yep, I have this filter by date and published after implemented. So this way you can see that you can really use Bob in coding certain complex features, and it does actually puts you again in a mode where you make decisions and you choose what's the best. It does give you various options, what it thinks that the best approach, and again it gives you the button that you need to trigger to actually go and implement it. So it acts like a partner rather than an assistant to actually help you, guide you, help you architect the feature, help you to code, help you to test it in every stage of your software development lifecycle. Okay, so let's head to Bob, and you can see that this entire feature development took around almost half a Bob coin. So, which is good. You can also notice the number of tokens exchanged, how many tokens have been cached, and yeah, certain details like the context length. So, Bob can still, you know, refer to your entire if you have to get an understanding or refer to any particular files, so you can still go this because it has access to your current working directory. So it has enhanced context. So anytime if you want to ask anything, you can just select a particular file and add that to a context and set it to Bob. Okay, so that's the IDE, Bob IDE overview and walkthrough. So we saw how easy it is to get onboarded. We saw literate coding, where you explain what you need in plain language and Bob will get it implemented for you. And it has certain agentic modes. There are other features like code completion, file explanation is also present in this. So we'll check out them if we have some time left at the end of the session. So yeah, that's the IDE, and these were the highlight features that I wanted to show first. Now, let's check out Java modernization with Bob. So upgrading enterprise Java application presents significant challenges. It's complex, and there's so many other APIs and files and models created that you have to be very careful when you have to upgrade your Java versions entirely. So let's get started with this use case. So again, like people having access to Bob, and you are following with me on this session, you can click on this particular repository, and it actually takes you to a sample repo of a Tinifi API client for Java. So it's a simple client, and which is purposely in an older Java version. So let's see how we can actually use Bob to upgrade the Java version of that repository. So I'll just hide this. I'll bring this up, and yep, I will just wait. I'll wait for a couple of seconds for people to clone the repository and yeah, bring it up in their Bob instance. So while they do it, there's also uh, a really cool way to interact with the IDE. So you can come up with custom walkthroughs. What we have, it's a VS Code feature. So what we have, so I've utilized that feature to run such exercises of here. So for example, Java upgrade modernization, this particular session. So I have customized my walkthrough. So walkthroughs are essentially found in your command palette and open walkthroughs, right? So softwares have these built-in walkthroughs. So you might have gotten a get started with Bob built-in walkthrough earlier, like let me open launch walkthroughs. Okay. Okay, so available walkthroughs. Currently I have okay, I think I have this one, but if you are visiting a, let's say, this tool for the first time, you usually get this walkthrough about, let me say, welcome, right? Welcome to Bob walkthroughs. Open walkthrough. Get started with Bob, right? So I've just leveraged such particular walkthrough. You can also build walkthroughs with the help of Bob. You can just ask Bob to help me build a walkthrough. This is one way you can leverage VS Code and Bob together to actually build some really nice content to present something. Okay, so let's continue. So I'm hoping people have cloned this repository locally and just opened it uh, on your Bob. So I have configured this repository so that the Bob actually recognizes and opens the walkthroughs automatically. If not, you can just go to command palette and launch walkthroughs, right? So it will open the Java modernization walkthrough. Anyway, so let's get started for this one. So again, we know what we need to achieve. So we have to, the goal is upgrading the Java version. Uh, we'll use Bob, and we'll see how Bob handles Java modernization and how does it actually creates this whole summary. So let me get started. So for Java modernization, so you can see in Bob, if it detects that it's a Java repository, it asks me, it suggests me a workflow called a Java modernization. It's a three-part activity: analyze, where it analyzes your existing repositories, and it gives you various suggestions on at what uh, Java version would you like to upgrade, and it will try to plan and implement certain upgrade recipes. And then it enters to upgrade the whole upgrade procedure, where it actually runs those recipes and upgrades your source code. Phase 3 is validate. Once it has completed doing this while maintaining the main application logic, it will run its inbuilt unit tests so to ensure that nothing is being broken, and you have the Java version, the new Java version intact. Sorry, the new Java version, but with your application logic intact. Okay, so let's start a new Java modernization task. So analyze project. So it performs various framework detection and version fingerprinting across your technology stack. It identifies certain Java E specifications, Spring framework, certain structs, modules, JSF, Hibernate, etc. So it will try to understand your application and suggest you certain steps. Currently, it's checking my prerequisite that it has done. Now it's building the application. If you do not have certain prerequisites, not Bob will actually let you know that you would need to satisfy these prerequisites for this modernization workflow. Okay, so it's asking me to select the type of Java modernizations. So it has two options: Liberty replatforming and Java upgrade. So there's no Liberty application. So it's a Java application. Upgrade your Java application to a new version. I have enabled Git flow, so it means that everything that Bob will work on which it will automatically uh, commit that into a new branch. Again, making it easier. You can again switch it off, and if you want it, I'll leave it on. I'm currently in my main branch, and let's proceed. Okay, so now it's asking me to select which recipes. Okay, so source Java is Java 1.8. So it's giving me various Java versions. So think I have 11 installed existing, but if I want a different one, so this might add on to more time because I don't have that particular version installed. But again, Bob will take care of that as well. So let me stick to 11. I have 11 installed on my system, and let's run this. So what are these actual these recipes? So think like it's the automated scripts which will replace legacy code to new version code using abstract syntax trees. These automated scripts recipes provide transformation for common Java update patterns like updating import statements, migrating deprecated APIs, and modernizing your framework configuration across your code base. These recipes serve as an excellent starting point that eliminates your routine work. So let's wait for some time. So it has created a new branch. Let's commit it, changes to a new branch, and over here it is asking me to perform an HND upgrade. Let's proceed. So in this mode, in this agentic mode, Bob will open multiple subtasks, you can see, to fix the upgrade issues. So these subtasks provide context-specific metadata to focus on the problem in hand. After every change, Bob will compile the application, build it, and commit it. So it really helps you ease this task. Bob will, yes, after building it, it always runs certain tests and make sure that no test is breaking. So you can see that it has actually selected a Java modernization mode. So then it's asking me to run this. So let's compile this project. Okay, build seems to be a success. Now let's run these tests. I can go to this check to-do list and see the progress. Okay. So Bob then generates a nice summary, a brief summary, letting me know the summary of changes, issues fixed, what warnings that it has faced, and yeah, it went on to the next one. Since I have auto approve on, so and also have subtasks, so it will continue to actually run this on your behalf. Okay. Awesome. So looks like everything is running well. Uh, so you noticed how this systematic three-phase approach of analyze, transform, and validate ensures that this application modernization is not just successful, but it's predictable, transparent, and reliable. By following this methodology, what we did, we minimized the risk while maximizing the benefits of this upgrade. So let's check. Cool. So awesome. We turn this off for now. Auto approve disabled. So awesome. So this is the build status verification results that has completed all the compilation test packages, etc. So good. Complete subtask and return. It has given me an overview of how many tokens used and the estimated cost as well. Okay, so now let it generate a diagram where it actually now will explain you this whole implementation. Awesome. So again, being very transparent on the entire flow, what it has done, legend. You have task summary over here. Task 0 took around 0.26 coins. Task 1 took around 0.10 coins. And it also tells you the amount of tokens exchanged, cached, and the time. So that's all for the Java upgrade example. So you noticed how Bob makes really simple. Okay, now let's validate this. It makes this whole process of modernization, which is task intensive, and you have to take care of so many moving parts in the application. So this simplifies this whole upgrade process. Awesome. Validation seems to be successful. So you have your project is upgraded to Java 11. That is good. So yep. So that's the high level overview of the IDE, and we visited a specific use case uh, to see how Java modernization works. So going back to our agenda, so I have actually written all these steps over here uh, that if you are following along with me, you can take a look at all these the various steps that I've performed. I've written it over here. Also have some resource section. So do note Bob is still in private preview, though registrations to private preview has been stopped. We are undertaking new registration that they will get access to the trial. So we have opened that waitlist. So if you would like to get onto this wait list to be the first to get a hands-on Bob trials, please do sign up on ibm.com/products/Bob. We also have a YouTube channel, so all the Bob enthusiasts do record their work and they post it on YouTube. We have a Bob tutorial on this amazing example to build Watsonix orchestrate agents and MCP tools. It's a hands-on guide for automating the full process of building and deploying an agentic workflow using IBM Bob. So really cool resources to check out. I do see some questions coming in. Let me take a look at it. So is it possible to install Bob on Android? Not yet. So it's still in private preview, and we are planning it to release it for Linux, Mac-based, and Intel. Mac OS and Windows. So these would be the three operating systems. Even in those who have received an API key, like they are given options to these three operating systems. So there's a question about a guidance to how to create an application using this platform. So I'm assuming it's Bob. So yes, you could use Bob to. We saw that we used Bob to architect the entire feature, but yes, it can go ahead and extend. You can go ahead and extend to build the entire application in just a couple of prompts. But yes, you if you have the right flow and architecture in mind, you can yes go ahead and implement it. So one a really short example that I have is, so let's cancel this. So let's say I have this diagram, this infrastructure as a service diagram that I really want to build this particular system or infrastructure. I want to use Ansible, I want to use Terraform to actually build this and deploy my application. So, and this is the architecture diagram that I have. So I can again use Bob to refer to this particular diagram and build me an IA code application. Use Ansible for configuration management and Terraform to provision resources. I'll just increase this. Yeah, to deploy this on my local system using Docker. So fairly straightforward. Let's see how Bob identifies it. It tries to understand this architecture diagram, and okay, well, it's got started using this. So you can see that, okay, I'll just ignore this error for now. It's just a warning for to me to install Docker or Podman. But yeah, so you can notice the to-do list over here is creating the project directory, creating Terraform configurations, Ansible playbook. So yep, so it did understand that, and you can see over here how it has created, and it also has very well organized the whole application into different folders, like for Ansible playbooks we have, and for Terraform scripts over here. So yes, so you can actually build the entire application either from a diagram, or you can actually architect it using Bob. So yes, it's possible. So how do you get access to the box note? Okay, so you can refer to the chat. So we have pasted this link earlier. If not, you can just type in https ibm.biz/bob java. It's a short URL. Just use this URL and you will get access to this box node. This box node is available to public for 1 day, so you have 1 day's time to look at the agenda, Bob overview, and check out a couple of resources. Cool. So okay, so Bob has actually made some good progress over here. That okay, it has created a documentation. It's given me an architect overview of what it is. It has explained me this project structure, and it ensured that it mentions certain prerequisites, installation instructions, and deployment. So yeah, so what Ansible does, accessing services. It has also went ahead and added a cleanup scripts, some troubleshooting, customization, and yeah, compliance. So this is good. So yeah, compliance, it has actually went ahead and saw that certain things to be taken care for these particular ports. It has maintained that. So this is good. So this way that you can see how Bob can actually uh, take your idea from 0 to 1 and you have a completely deployable solution end of the day. Thank you for incoming comments. I will copy all these Q&As and try to paste it in this box note so that let me create a section over here. Okay, so FAQ. So I create this. You should be able to view this over here. I'll collate all the answers and provide you the answers over here. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining me to check out what is IBM Bob. I hope you have signed up for this amazing tool and good luck. Thank you.